What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, been busy. You know how it goes. Summertime, mowing the lawn, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm sure you'll understand. But I wanted to get this video out because I said I would do this. On my home screen, I have a photo of what looks like a city. Now, I've done this twice already. I think it was in 2021, and I'll show you this in a minute. April, and I think in May, I had done a video, one after the other, a little bit over a month later, where it's absolutely proof to me it trumps everything I've ever done on Mars, and that's full thanks to UFO Evidence 101. Let's just get into this. I want to show you this, and I'm going to really break down this photo this time. We're going to get in more depth, and it's going to prove, without a doubt, at least in my opinion, that there is nothing else above this that proves that there was life on Mars. Let's just get into it. All right, here's the photo on my home screen I told you I would do over. Now, this is from UFO Evidence 101. You can see that. This person was ahead of their time. Now, I think they'd done this video, I think 10 years ago, was it? Yeah, 10 years ago. You can see it right here. Really, really cool. And again, they were ahead of their time looking over these Google Mars photos. And I'll drop the link for you guys to check out. And this one here, even this one on the side of it, cities in plain view on Mars, image, text, roads, streets, structures, and buildings. So I'll give you a link to his page as well as another link to the actual video. I've done this, like I said, you can see it right here on the bottom right, where April 6th, 2021, and you can see it right here, this one is of May 17th, 2021. So did a follow-up on it. But the one I'm about to show you, it will literally blow your socks off. Don't forget to use your magnifiers, and I say this a lot, don't forget to use your magnifiers in your dual eyepieces because the stuff that's in here is absolutely incredible, and you're going to want to have it. And by the way, we're going to have more updates on this particular area as well, so stay tuned for that. All right, so let's get into this a little deeper. Let's go right to Photoshop and check this out. Okay, here's the original photo right here that was grabbed. If you're really interested in it, you can see all of the coordinates right here at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to show it a little bit better. You guys can see all of this. Right there. Now, folks, we don't even have to get into it that far. Again, take out your eyepieces, and again, pause this any way you want. Check this out. Just this alone. Let's just do the center of the screen right here. Video's done. Have a good day. Just look at that. Look at the shapes of some of the landscaping and what look like structures. That alone, boom, done. Okay? We can go over to here on the left. Notice how we have what look like structures, and I've pointed this out in a video prior to this. You have two little objects inside a rectangular area. We also have more of those if you go to the back, even higher than that, right there. Rectangular area, two objects inside. This one here looks like something similar to that, but you don't see anything inside that. It's just what looks like a structure. So we've done this area before, and I'm going to show you this a whole lot better, okay? And you're going to see where they've censored this stuff out, and we're going to bring the true colors of it out, okay? And folks, here's another thing I want to point out. Let's just go back into this a minute. This area alone, this has been completely just blacked out and censored. Of course, just about all of this has. It's either extremely white or it's extremely dark, right? Now, don't get me wrong. You can have that in a picture, or you can have shadows and everything. I get that. But this is what I'm trying to point out. This area right here, I'm going to show you the enhanced version, but this is doing this. Going down. It's like some kind of weird silo type thing. Going down like this. And has what looks like this square or rectangular base to it. Let me show you the other version. Okay, check this out. Now notice the fuzziness in this area, right here, and here. That's because I'm trying to break through the censoring. Notice the object now, you can see that pretty well. I'll zoom in a little bit more for you. But you can see the actual line, basically, where it's all fuzzy, and the rest of it doesn't look half bad, right? Again, also notice this middle right here. All right, back out of that. Now, let me show you something. Folks, this gets cool. We have a side-by-side here. I can bring this back up. I have two versions of this. Now, this on the left is actually black plate. So it's a raw part of the photo, and we're going to see these objects a little bit better, too. So let's just jump right into that. Let's analyze this a little bit more. Here's a side-by-side again. Let's zoom into this. We'll do here on the left. And like I said, folks, These areas alone, this is craziness. Look at this. Here. Here. Now, there's some areas that I didn't really go through. In other words, I didn't enhance them. The main things I want you to see is what I enhanced and brought out more, right? So, again here. Now, this doesn't mean it's only the 2 areas that have something in them, right? This whole area is loaded with structures. Again, all of this right here, all of this darkness, yeah, this is complete censoring, right? Notice now, and I've said this before, look at this area right here. Notice the blur that they got standing up. It's just like trying to cover up objects. Here, blur, okay? But look what's behind it. Look what looks like structures, folks. Yeah, this is not Martian landscape with little hills and little mountains, not by a long shot. Okay, I'm going to bring down the brightness so we can get rid of all of that brightness that bothers your eyes a little bit. And again, folks, look at this stuff. Are you kidding? Right here, these other objects. And again, you can see the blurring where they literally try to take this stuff out. But you can blast through it. You can see some other stuff here. This is craziness here. Just bring that up a little bit. You see like 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay. And you can see what looks like something's rectangular or something doing this. That's just a small part of it, folks. Again, we have this other object. Looks like it's under a roadway. You can see it right here doing this. Coming back out and doing this. Here's what's really crazy. When you see these areas right here, okay, I used to think it was a road. It may not actually be a road as we know it. What I'm saying is the very center black area is the roadway. As you can see right here on this lower one, right here. It's what's on each side that has structures and everything else. So what we're seeing is a narrow road in between all of these things. Like, in other words, it could be structures on main roads like we have here on Earth. Back out a little bit. Again, bring it down. I'm trying to bring down most of this brightness for here. Again, if we do this, look how bright this is. It's hard to make out any details when they do everything to white it out, right? So by bringing it down, I'm going to get into this a little further. Again, just a few places I'm going to show. This one here, to me, just trumps everything. This one here right in the center. Again, I don't show this on this particular one, but I do bring it out. And you've seen it, and I'm going to show a little bit more in a second. But folks, come on. I'm trying to bring out the 3D effect as well. In other words, there's more depth to this photo than just this here. Because again, they try to do their best to try to hide it. So let's jump into the other side of this. Right here. Now, folks, check this out. There is parts here. Again, this piece here. Look at all the little parts. It's crazy just how much stuff is in here. All in the back here. Let's get into that a little deeper, too. This, to me, screams structures all over the place. And again, we're trying to get through this manipulation, these darker areas. You can see right here where they just went like this, basically to block this out right here. Same thing. They try to do this here. This one, this one. But you can see the structures behind it. I was able to drag some of this out of there. Look at this here. This is even better. These right here. Check out the shapes of some of these things right here. That is absolutely crazy. Bring down some of the brightness. Bring it up a little bit. Check this out, folks. Are you serious? So everything that we're showing, like in these ground photos, like with Perseverance, the Ingenuity helicopter, and of course the previous rovers, it's incredible when you see the stuff that we're seeing on the ground. So this kind of goes together hand in hand. So clearly there was a civilization on Mars, right? Back up a little bit. Again, we can see that object right there. This is without trying to drag this through. Check this out. Notice this item right here. I can see it doing this. Going into the darker area. Okay. It looks like something standing up right here. You can see a base right here. Like a foundation type thing. You see that? Right there. Check that out, folks. Come on. This is awesome. And again, you have to let your eyes settle into the photo. Don't look at the photo. Look into the photo. Look at the many layers or height of these structures around this. Notice the little tower right here. Do you see that? Again, on some kind of platform. Looks like something standing up right there. Okay? And you can see what looks like other structures doing this. And of course, this is all blacked out, so it's even really hard to see. The stuff that's in here. All of these other areas here. Other places other than the ones I pointed out here. I'm not sure what this looks like. Looks like a giant wrench laying on the ground. Or as they call it in the UK, a spanner. It's bizarre, but absolutely awesome. Now, I know some of you folks said, man, I'd love to be the one to just walk over there and just look at all of this stuff. It must be amazing. And I agree. Here again is the close-up. I'm going to do the whole area right here. And again, we can see things. We can see the lines like they try to just take everything out, okay? But when you look closely, you can see these objects pretty darn good. Let's bring it a little bit darker, like that there. Back up just a hair bit. And folks, have a look. Pause it right here. Again, magnifier, jeweler's eye, whatever works for you. And again, this area alone, folks, look at this. Just look at these objects in here. It's amazing when they try to white everything out. And this is not a new tactic, folks. They do this on the moon. Everything they don't want you to see, they brighten up like big time. Maybe just the way they adjust the camera, or they copy the film and then they highlight, meaning bring up all the things that may be slightly brighter to the point where they're super bright, and you can't make out any of the details. And this is what I'm trying to bring out if I can. Here's another side-by-side. Again, I was doing this here. Okay. Now, what I try to do is just certain areas to begin with. This is in black plate. This is the reason why it looks kind of weird as far as the photo. Why did I do that? Sometimes you can use the black plate and it brings the stuff out without even having to do a whole lot of enhancing. That's what's really crazy. So, to point out a few things again, we can see these objects right here. Very faintly, but they are in fact there. This middle right here. Absolutely cool. Again, these other little areas right here. Here. If you look under this piece right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just outline it again. Almost looks like it's doing this, right? If you look carefully, and I'm going to show you the other photos, there's things actually under this. See them right here? You can see these objects underneath, going underneath this object. So what does that tell you? This thing's off the ground as well. For things to be under it or built under it, again, seeing a little bit different perspective as far as brightness, contrasting, so on and so forth. Look at these objects, folks. Again, with the blurring, just the blurring alone, this is what makes me laugh, is because you can see how high it is off here, but yet these other objects are down on the ground. So what does that tell you? Something's sticking up off the surface, and that's what they're trying to take out. And you can see these things have height. Okay? Look at this. They have height to them. Again, here. Here. Now this I try to bring out as much as possible. Bring down the white, or the brighter areas. Just let your eyes settle into the photo. I'm seeing this, and it looks like stuff that's been washed away, at least a majority of it. Not saying all. There's something on this too. Notice right here, there's a bunch of that fuzz. Why is it fuzzy? Well, because, again, they try to block out something. If you look at this now, looks like it's doing this, and I'm going to outline it again. Looks like it's coming around, but it looks like something's overhanging this thing. You see that? And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 like towers on top of this. Let me get rid of these lines here. Right there. It looks like something's literally hanging over this, or it's fallen onto it. One of the two. Let's go into this. If you look at a lot of the areas over here, Again, they're super bright white. They don't want you to see what it is. So they'll do everything they can to block it out, right? Also, take a look at the background. Things look like they're on platforms. This has got some certain amount of height right here. Okay. Again, we're not going to be able to tell what those are in the background, but we can pretty much tell what these are. And it looks like roadways, which meet up over towards this area down here. Okay. Over here. It looks like this U-shaped object or area. Again, brightened to the point where you can't really see much detail. All inside here. But they messed up, folks. There's a lot of areas you can see. This is what we want. We want absolute proof that there was something here. I've said this 100 times. They're not going to Mars just for simple rock samples and soil samples. This is not what they're there for. Again, and we can do this here, and I can show you the original. Even the original, folks, look. You can see that. I can still see these structures standing up. But again, with the darkened area, purposely blurred areas right here, you can see all this right here. But again, you can see the white. You can see the objects underneath the censoring. Right? Like I said, I don't even have to do a video. All I had to do is point that out and we're done. Nowhere does this area here alone look like simple landscape. It just doesn't. And like I said, just follow a lot of this stuff right here. Go into this thing with a magnifier and slowly go through this photo, up and down these whited areas. And the stuff that's in here is mind-boggling. And you also want to keep an eye on the things in the darker areas, because a lot of times you start to see these little shapes and let your eyes settle into it. Absolutely crazy. You don't need any more proof. This is it. To me, is one and done kind of thing. We're going to go over this real quick. I'm going to show you this is the original. Again, you can use your magnifiers to check this stuff out right there. Start it from the left side. Pause it right here. Okay. Slide it over to the right. Check that out. Pause it right here. Jump over to this side by side. Again, this is the black plating. I'm going to go ahead and make it just a little bigger. There's only certain areas I went through and enhanced to get more depth out of them. Again, it doesn't matter. You can still see the stuff all over this and around this area here in the center, right? Do that for you. Brightens it up a little bit. Okay. Slide it over to the right. Right here. This right here. There you go, folks. Folks, I said this before. 100%. This is the photo that trumps anything you've ever seen anywhere else. You know, UFO Evidence 101 gets full credit for this, not for so much the enhancement, because he literally pointed out all of his areas he felt that was important, and rightfully so. There's a lot of cool things he's pointed out, paths, structures, and everything else. Absolutely, to me, is incredible. And when I seen these, and of course, this was what? It's like 3 years ago. I've done it. He's done it 10 years ago. So this has been circulated, but nobody's ever taken it really serious. They looked at it and said, ooh, ah, and all this other good stuff. But to really rip this thing apart and really bring this stuff out, that's what makes the difference. And again, I take nothing away from him. Bring it out more, though, so we can see the true photo and what's being hidden and censored. A lot of people don't see the censoring. They just see things that are obvious, which is good, but then there's much more into the photo, and this is the reason why we dig for it. So props go to UFO Evidence 101, 100%. And like I said, folks, when I see this, I'm done. That's all I need to see. You know, I see a lot of things on Facebook and stuff like that, and, you know, people are talking about, like, little rocks and stuff like that. No, this is probably one of the best photos I've ever seen and enhanced that show 100% there was intelligent life on Mars, cities, the whole 9 yards. There was definitely water. Looks like a lot of this stuff is washed over. Could be mud, could be anything. This is the reason why sometimes you don't see the details. And, of course, they're censoring, trying to keep everything from the public, or the public from seeing it, I should say, right? So, to me, again, 100%. You guys can drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Have a good look at it. And don't forget to share this stuff, folks. Share it on Facebook, all the social sites. Get people to really start to open their eyes and go, damn, this really does look like a city on Mars. And in my opinion, 100%. And of course, like the video, and again, drop your comments. I want to hear what you've got to say. Anyway, folks, I might be getting in a little bit deeper on this, and we're not going to wait as long to do another video, because what I got coming up is probably a second part to this one, and we're going to get a little bit more in depth into that back part. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Always appreciated, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.